Listen. You smell something?
Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. Music, comedy, and conversation featuring HB, the Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
Now, on with the show.
Miss Wendy, are you ready?
I am ready.
Oh, very good. This is Radio Free Roanoke, and this is episode number 91, T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. We're with Wendy Schultz, Tourism and Special Events Coordinator for Roanoke County. Wendy, a splendid good morning to you.
Thank you. You as well.
We have never been to the Roanoke County Parks, Recreation, and Tourism building. It's on Kessler Mill Road.
That is correct.
What takes place in this big place?
Well, we have what the county calls general services, as well as Roanoke County Parks, Rec, and Tourism.
All right.
So it's a large department.
It sure is, and one of the big chunks of that department, I would imagine, is Explore Park, and that's what we want to explore today and talk about.
Sure, I'd love to.
Tell me this, Wendy. It's got, and I'll say this in full transparency, HB and I, we've never been to Explore Park before. It's kind of like people who live next to an ocean and never went to take a swim.
Never went, yes. Well, you don't know what you're missing is all I have to say. You got to make a trip, particularly in the fall. It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm.
Well, I looked at your website last night. We were doing a little research. It's a very easy to navigate. It's very informational. And it opened my eyes as there's so much more there. So we want to get into that. But let's flip the script for just a second. Sure. I remember reading about Explore Park years ago when I moved to Roanoke in '86.
Okay.
And, I remember there was a time there when Bern Ewart took over, I think, and was guiding it. I think it opened up to the public in '94. Roanoke County took over in 2013, I believe. Mm-hmm. But there were some interesting little side trips along the way.
Well, when it first opened, it was actually, and that's what it continued to be till we took it over, it was a historic reenactment park when it first opened, yes. Mm-hmm.
And there was also, they kicked around ideas, let's have a historical theme park, kind of based on Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark, yes.
You remember
exactly.
that?
That was the original notion, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I think they even had a little flirtation with Disney.
With a fellow who had a Disney-like idea.
I see.
Yes, had several years to kind of think about that and see if that would fit, and that kind of never took off.
Well, to the credit of Roanoke County, you guys have made it into something very, very valuable.
Well, thank you. It's an outdoor recreational facility right now with all kinds of fabulous amenities and all kinds of adventures going on, and we actually developed what we call an adventure plan for the park.
Well, tell us what the adventure plan is.
Okay, well, the adventure plan is all the things that you have been seeing happening. It's a staged event over a long expanse of time. Initially, obviously, we opened up basically as a passive recreation facility. Mm-hmm. Now we've added, as you know, Treetop Quest.
Now, explain what that is.
Okay, what is that? Treetop Quest, yes, it's an aerial adventure course, which has not just zip lines, but it also has obstacles, a big trampoline, about 5 different courses within Treetop Quest.
You've intrigued me there.
Sure.
The trampoline and the challenge course. What would be on the challenge course?
Okay, the challenge course is actually for your ages 4 to 6 year olds.
So we can bring our little kiddies.
You can bring your little kids to the challenge course, absolutely. And then we also have additional courses for anyone 7 and up.
Okay.
They can do the entire course. Your smaller kiddos which is really unusual for the kind of course that we have. Most places don't really offer that for the whole family.
Right.
We want everything at the park to be real family oriented, as well as for the outdoor adventurers.
Nice.
So we're really unique in that, and we have a unique, what we call continual belay system, which was developed in France, which makes it ultimately a lot safer than a lot of your other courses, and gives people the opportunity to do things they otherwise couldn't do.
For someone, Wendy, who's never been on a zip line, went from a tree to a tree over open ground, what would you tell them?
You're in for a great time. That's all I can say. You know, they're not like some outside zip lines, that's all they are. And you start from point A and go to point B, and once you're done, it's over.
Right.
But we have several different zip lines, you know. And then also, as I said, there's all kinds of obstacles and adventures that you can go on as well. So it's a great combination of all kinds of treetop adventures.
And before we move on, I saw on the website you've got one more episode, what you guys call a night zip. I think 5 or 6 times a year you run this night zip. Tell us about that, because I have an image of being on the zip line, Honey Badger being on the zip line. It's completely dark, but you could see his helmet with a light on.
With a light on,
Oh,
yes.
cool.
Now, we do have lights around the course, so
Right.
it's not total darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not total darkness, but you are out there in the trees and it is dark, but you do have your headlamp on, and then we also have outdoor lights, kind of like Christmas lights. That's exactly what they
Okay.
are. So it's not, you know, like brilliantly bright.
So if he's leaving a tree, going to another tree, there would be some lights on that
He would
landing tree, kind of like an
absolutely see it.
airport.
Yes,
Guide
you
him
will
in.
not
Okay.
crash into the tree.
Okay, very good. Well, let's move on with the rest of the adventure plan.
Okay, in addition to that, we have added outdoor camping, a variety of things. Blue Mountain Adventures is our partner in what we call our primitive camping,
Now, primitive camping is
like tents,
All
okay,
right.
and platform camping.
and rocks and a little campfire outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, and picnic tables, you know, a little outdoor adventure. We have some of those all along the river as well. Then we have Don's Cabins is our partners if you want to go into a cabin or a yurt. We have those on site. We also have a few sites for RVs within Don's Cabins. In addition to that, we've also hosted many weddings at the park. We have redone a lot of the buildings to host, and we have a beautiful reception area, as well as the Mountain Union Church for weddings, so we've been hosting weddings out there. We've been improving the hiking and biking trails.
Right.
We have a fabulous visitor center, because we're at milepost 115 off the Blue Ridge Parkway.
That's correct.
So we have a lovely visitor center with all kinds of information regarding the Blue Ridge Parkway. We sell memorabilia regarding the parkway, but what is really unique about ours in our gift shop is we have local artisans, 20 to 25 local artisans, who sell their work within our gift shop. So that sort of separates us apart from other gift shops and visitor centers along the parkway.
It sure does. There's so much there, Wendy. Do you get, how many visitors you think you might get in a normal year? I know this past year hasn't been
Yeah, it
normal.
hasn't been normal. You know, it varies by months. You know, we get several thousand over a month's period of time, you know, that come out. And yes, this year has been unique, but the one thing that we have is we have beautiful outdoor spaces. You know, we've
Yes.
developed
Right.
over 500 acres out there.
Now, Wendy, the yurts, is that now even as it gets cold weather,
They're heated.
they're
Yeah,
wow,
they're used. Yep.
okay,
Yeah, as well as the cabins. The
Yeah.
cabins are heated and air conditioned.
okay,
Now,
So,
for the
yeah.
uninitiated, Wendy, in yurts,
yurts.
Yeah.
give me a
A
definition.
yurt is a round, that's the best way that I know to explain it. It's a round fabric building. And they are very economical. They use space very well. And again, it's another outdoor adventure that you usually don't find. And so it gives you a feeling of really being in nature.
Yes.
Okay. And you say you've developed over 500 acres, and that's within, I think it's over 1,000
Yeah,
acres.
it's about 1,100 total acres.
Right.
Wow.
So there's a lot of hills and woodland there.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of, hiking and biking trails. And we're in
Okay.
the midst right now of developing a bike park, which we're in the process of developing as well. Plus, right now, we're of course setting up for our great Christmas display, our Christmas Walk of Lights.
All right, let's hit on that.
Ooh.
That's called
Illuminites.
All right, flesh that out for us.
Okay, this year it will be 41 days.
41 days.
41 days. We have developed a trail with well over 500,000 lights
That's,
and
wow.
display.
Technically, that's 500,000 lights.
Yes, it is. Yes, many, many lights going up, and we have different themes as you walk through. Okay, this is a joint effort and a partnership with Center in the Square.
Oh.
And it's actually a fundraising mechanism for Center in the Square and for our department as well. It's close to a half-mile trail. We have several different themes that you can see as you're walking down the trail. It's first over the river and through the woods.
Oh.
We even have a bridge going
Yeah.
over a lighted river.
Ooh.
Oh, it's
Oh, wow.
totally fabulous. Then the next theme is the fantasy section. You can imagine what's in that. This year, actually, we're adding many, many elements. We're adding a sound and light show,
Okay.
which will be one of the highlights this year of the Illuminites Trail. Then once you pass through the fantasy section, you will actually get to our Christmas tradition. So as you exit, you will get to Christmas traditions.
The big
Wow.
finish.
So
Big
T-Bone,
finish.
I am going.
Yes,
It
please
is,
do.
I'm already sold.
Yes,
And I've got some
definitely.
nieces, and we're all going to have a great time. I
It's
can
gonna
see
be
that already.
fabulous.
You're right, you could take your nieces. Now, he would have to buy tickets in advance,
Yes,
right, Wendy?
this year we are
Okay.
stressing because of present circumstances, everyone has to buy tickets in advance. Everyone will need to wear masks and maintain social distancing. And they will also not just be by day, but by time, so that we don't have too many people on the trail and we won't be able, because if we had too many people, we would not be able to maintain
Right.
social distancing, which is very, very important. We want to keep everybody safe.
Sure.
We will also have our Christmas market this year. We'll bring that back, which is wonderful. We'll have over 50 artisans
Okay.
within our gift shop and visitor center, which will be selling all of their homemade and handcrafted Christmas items. We also have had a wonderful miniature Christmas village, which has been donated to us. That will be a new attraction
Oh,
this
wow.
year. That will be set up in one of our buildings as well. Plus, one of the other things that has happened at the park too, within recent history, is Brew Tavern has reopened
Oh.
with Twin Creeks Brewery, which I failed to mention earlier because we got on to other topics. They will be open during Illuminites as well, Thursday, Friday,
Oh,
Saturday,
wow.
and
Yeah,
Sunday.
I'm there.
Yeah, you definitely gotta come, gotta come.
Now, when does this start? What's the
It
date of the
starts,
Christmas?
yes, it actually opens the 20th of November
Okay.
and will run through the 2nd of January. We will only be closed 3 days. We will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. We will be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Other than that, we are open. Non-peak days, we will be open from 5 to 9. On peak days, we will be open from 5 to 10.
Okay.
So it's clearly going to be, when you go there, it'll be dark, so you can have that contrast with the lights. It'll be a very unique experience, it
It
sounds
will
like.
be, you will not see anything like it anywhere in this area, I can promise you that.
Very cool.
And it's
It's
called
been
Illuminites.
Illuminites. Yeah, last year, as a matter of fact, we ran for 26 days, and you were asking me about attendance. We brought in about 43,000 people last year.
Wow. Okay.
So this year, we wanted to expand the days, again, to allow for social distancing and less people so folks could come out and feel safe.
Wow.
I'm no marketing expert, but I think you got a hit there.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, and then the other add-ons you mentioned with the Christmas shop and
At the
the
shop,
local artisans
absolutely.
and all that, that makes it a very nice, will you have like hot cocoa or something?
Yes, we will have hot cocoa and cider, and we'll have several vendors on site.
Food.
Food vendors, yes, food
Okay.
vendors on site as well. We'll also be selling some illuminite items within our gift shop, but then we will also have some lighted necklaces folks can purchase and that kind of thing.
Okay.
We'll also be selling, now everything that we'll be selling will be prepackaged that we'll be selling as far as food.
Right.
You know, we will have candy canes available for the kids and that kind of thing, and hot cocoa and, you know, all those sorts of things to make the very pleasant evening.
Now, from milepost 115 off of Blue Ridge
Off of
Parkway,
Blue Ridge
how
Parkway.
far is that from downtown Roanoke? How many miles is that?
Oh, miles? Gosh, I'm not sure I know
Or
miles.
how many
I
minutes?
can make
Yeah.
it, I can make it, depending on traffic, I can make it in 7 to 10 minutes
No way.
from
Really?
downtown. And what's really great is, you know, there's certain sections of the parkway now that were closed because of landslides.
Yeah.
But from Route 24 in Vinton to 220 south of town, the parkway is open. So you can access Explore Park from the parkway. Then, of course, you can always go, there is another road called Rutroff Road off of 116. So there's two ways really to enter the park this year.
All right. Wow.
All right. All right, so that's the big thing coming up here in the near future, and ongoing throughout the year would be your biking and hiking trails. You've probably, I think you've got like, what is it, 14 different trails?
We have about 15 miles of trails.
15
yeah.
miles of trails, that's it. And a lot of them are just for biking, I guess.
Yes, some are just for biking, some are for biking and hiking, yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you pull in people that just come in from everywhere? They've heard about it? Is it a challenging biking trail out there?
Some of them, yes. Some of them are a little easier to maneuver, so they're all different levels,
Depending on where you are.
depending on where you are. Same with the hiking trails, depending on where you feel you're most comfortable. So yeah, like I said, we're trying to make it available to families and to all ability
Yeah.
levels.
Right.
Now, what times is this open as far as just the park itself?
The park is open from dawn to dusk, okay? But now that's not during Illuminates, of course, the hours change.
Sure, but what's the, like, Monday through Friday, is it 7 days a week?
I'm sorry, yes, we are open, the park itself is open 7 days a week,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you also have a riverfront, Roanoke Riverfront.
Yes, we do, we have a
Wow.
riverfront, and actually Blue Mountain Adventures during the summer months, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, actually have tubing
Oh, wow, that's cool,
available
too.
on the river as
Yes.
well.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Plus, we also offer different nature. We have a naturalist on staff, and we offer all different kinds of nature, not just classes, but just experiences
Yeah.
throughout the park. Like 2 weeks ago now, we had what we call Adventure Saturday, where we expanded our activities and we offered a free scavenger hunt to people. So we have all kinds we had a concert out there, socially distanced, of course, on the lawn of the Brew. So we also offer a variety of other activities and events throughout the year.
And on the waterfront, riverfront, that you mentioned, when you tubing, but what about, could I bring a kayak or a canoe?
Yes, you can. You can bring a non-motorized down at Rutroff Point is a good entry point for canoes and kayaks.
Fishing?
Fishermen are down there all the time, all the time.
What
Oh,
might I catch?
Trout. Big on trout.
Okay, well, for me, I think the last big thing, and you've mentioned it a couple times, the Brew Tavern, Brugh.
You got that right. Yep.
Now, tell us a little bit of the history of that, and then we'll talk about
Okay, the
what's
Brew
in there.
Tavern, actually, all of the historic buildings at Explore Park were moved from a variety of locations. So that was built, I believe, in the late 1800s, don't quote me on that though, and was moved to the park, and it actually was an old tavern. I believe it came from Franklin County, again, if my memory serves me right. And then, of course, Twin Creeks came in this year to take it over as a brew pub.
And that was a big get for you guys, because
Yes, it
I have
was.
a high opinion of Twin Creeks Brewery.
Right, oh yeah, they have some great beer. And
Yes.
they're also serving wine too,
It's Virginia wine.
Virginia wine.
Oh.
So
Yep.
that's a plus cider.
Plus cider, yep,
Now, at the.
and non-alcoholic beverages as well. of
Like
course.
water.
Right, like water.
All
What
right.
is there any other?
But as far as at the Brew Tavern, any food options there?
Oh, yes, depending on the menu that they have presented, depending on what they're, doing for the day, they have a variety of what I call pub food.
Mm-hmm.
They have sliders and hamburgers and
Oh,
chicken
okay.
sandwiches
Yeah.
and french fries and nachos and all those kinds of things that you would expect at a brew pub.
And is that typically open on the weekends?
Weekends. Right now it's on the weekends,
weekend.
but it will be open, as I said, during Illuminates Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, as we get ready to wrap it up here, Wendy, Honey Badger, do you have any questions, anything we haven't gone over?
No, I have learned so much
Oh,
because
good.
I really did not know it was that much there. I remember them bringing buildings in years ago when they were talking about a tavern, but it seemed like I almost say this from no more than I've ever known
Sure.
because I don't know why. But it was a bicycle place. You would bring your
Yes.
bike and you would ride, and that's kind of all I knew of it.
Right,
So
exactly.
this has been very educational for me, and I see a whole lot that's going to go on in my family and everything. So I'm very glad we were here today, Wendy.
Oh, good. Well, I'm so
Yes.
glad you invited me to participate. This has been fun.
Now, on the zip line, let me go back
Yes,
to
sir.
that because that intrigues me, Wendy. What's the youngest you can be to do
4.
the zip? 4?
Well, I got a niece at 7 and one at 17. So
Perfect,
and
perfect.
There's
Just push
another
'em
one
off.
that's,
That's right.
11.
Just push them
so-
on. Yep.
Yeah,
Now, will you do it, HB? Will you get on the zip line?
absolutely. Yes.
See?
That's a
Yep.
commitment.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, Wendy, we'll give you the last word. Anything else you want to highlight?
No, I just would like to thank you guys for coming out and thinking about us. And I want to invite the public to come out and just take a walk around the park and see what we have to offer. And go to our website, www.explorepark.org, and see what we have to offer. And I think everyone, just like you were just saying, is going to be really amazed at
Yeah.
all the improvements
Yeah.
and all the fabulous amenities that we have in the park.
Yeah,
I
the
mean, it's-
Illuminates.
yeah.
I can see that is going to be something special. I know
Yep,
yours.
this is our second year, and it's going to be fabulous.
All right.
And, based on what you said about camping, Wendy, it's a great place not only to play, but it's a great place to stay.
Absolutely.
And it's all there.
Play and stay.
And we need to get in there.
Yes.
Yeah, we need.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go
Thank
get
you.
'em.
Yes.
Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a carnival clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kids all knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though you know, kids are chillin'. We'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Wait a minute. We'll frolic and play the Parrot Head way, walking in a winter wonderland. Brr. Ooh, it's chilly down here in Trinity. Roll by.
And thanks, JT.